Thank you as always to those of you who are supporting the channel on Patreon, including the big patrons of the month, the Nerd Therapist, and Jack the Loudred. Thank you. Hey Pokemon Masters, Perky here, and wow, what a trailer for Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. That was nuts! The area that's basically the great plateau of the Pokemon world, free roaming with camera controls, and then you've got obviously just incredible looking characters and some really cool looking Pokemon. I think I like all of them at least, and I love some of them. I'm gonna get into that in some other videos, and hopefully there'll be a few more videos out this week, but wow. I'm going to talk about one feature in particular, the big thing they're announcing, their new Mega Evolution, this generation's answer to Z-Move's Dynamax Pokemon. Basically, giant Pokemon. And I like this is cool because unlike Z-Moves, where the Z-Crystals are an item, or Mega Evolution, they don't have to bring this forward to future generations if they don't want. There's never going to be an expectation about, oh, which Pokemon are going to be the Dynamax Pokemon? Is every Pokemon going to get a Dynamax? It doesn't matter, it's just big Pokemon. But it's cool, it's a mechanic that adds new cool stuff to any battle, but also it fits in really well with the lore of Pokemon as we know it already. Because the question I want to ask to you and to help me out, answer it in the comments, have we seen Dynamax Evolution before? Like, across the whole of the franchise, we've seen giant Pokemon before. Famously, there's that anime episode, The Island of the Giant Pokemon, but really what the Dynamax battles remind you of, where you team up with 4 friends and you take down this one big monstrosity, is raid battles. They're even addressed as being raids. Raids in Pokemon Go that do have giant Pokemon that then scale down at the end of the battle and allow you to catch them. It's just like that. And that's something that's interesting, because I always thought of that as kind of just a mechanic, not part of the lore of the world. But now, the more I think about it, the more sense it makes. Let's take Pokemon sizes. For example, in Pokemon Let's Go, we saw that Pokemon sizes are, well, they can vary. You can get small versions of Pokemon, you can get big versions of Pokemon, you can get extra large versions of the Pokemon, and each Pokemon has a kind of maximum and minimum it will be. However, go back another game to Pokemon Sun and Moon and we get Totem Pokemon. Pokemon that are notably bigger and more powerful, kind of like Dynamax. Dynamax actually feels to be an evolution of the Totem Pokemon. Those Pokemon, according to Professor Wiki in Pokemon Sun and Moon, are bigger because they have been exposed to the energy of Ultra Wormholes, and that energy allows them to get stronger. I suspect that the Pokemon of the Galar region are also exposed to some kind of energy, and that's what the Professor is going to be researching. Which, by the way, Professor Magnolia, great character design, but she's going to be researching the Dynamax Pokemon, how Pokemon can become Dynamax. I'm sure whoever the evil team are going to have a vested interest in that as well. Also, I'm just going to call it, we're getting a Dynamax Dunsparce, because that would explain Dunsparce's ridiculous size in the Pokedex that's as big as, what is it, as big as a Charizard? Can't remember. It's pretty big Pokemon. But where we've really seen this before, and where I think this fits into the Pokemon lore, and where there may well be some good Pokemon theories. The giant Onix that Bruno was trying to get that Sandslash out of, maybe it's a Dynamax Onix. The giant Tentacruel from the anime that came and invaded a sea town with all of its tentacles. Tentacruel are not usually that big. Why was that one so much bigger? Now we have an answer. Dynamax Evolution. And most famously, Dragonite. Specifically that Dragonite from Bill's Lighthouse. Why was it so big? What was so interesting about it? Dynamax Dragonite. Not really a Pokemon theory so much as it is just this is, you know, there is some connective tissue there. These Dynamax Pokemon, they have appeared in the Pokemon franchise before, and we've just never had an explanation for giant Pokemon in the past. Now we do. We've always known that there's been size variation, but now we know that some Pokemon might be particularly big because they are Dynamax, and that makes them even more special. I'm really looking forward to exploring the Galar region even more. I'm going to have another video out later today. Of course, you are absolutely going to have to let me know what you think about the latest trailer in the comments, and of course, soar high, Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeeper Toby. That makes you a Poke